The pre-tour begins in Paracas, south of Lima, where we will be exploring the ancient Paracas culture, who had elongated heads and also performed brain surgery more than 2,000 years ago with a 50% plus success rate. As well, we'll get to see the sunset in the Pacific Ocean at the incredible Paracas Wildlife Reserve. This is the northern extension of the Atacama Desert, and we'll be able to go up to the edge of breathtaking sea cliffs and see all sorts of wildlife, including sea lions and many different types of birds. This is the only tour of its kind that focuses on the elongated skull people, not only of Paracas, but also in Cusco and other locations. And we'll get to fly over the fabled Nazca lines and geoglyphs, either from the Ica airport or the new Pisco airport. Flying over Nazca is an incredible experience, and we'll see all of the famous figures, including the one coming up, which is the famous astronaut that you can see in the middle of the screen. But Nazca is much more complicated than most people realize. And so we'll see all sorts of so-called runways, etc. And then the main tour begins in the city of Cusco. And here we'll see many examples of megalithic works done prior to the time of the Inca. We'll also see this Spanish colonial construction, and then Inca construction, and then coming up, megalithic construction, all in the same location. Cusco is very complicated in terms of its history. Then we're going to Sacsayhuaman or Sacsayhuma, some stones here weighing 125 tons. It's a massive site, over 600 acres in size, very complex, and a combination of megalithic and much later Inca works. There will also be the experience of going through a tunnel system at Sacsayhuaman. Then it's off to the little village of Andahuaylas, where we'll see what could be a human-alien hybrid. This is the now famous Waikiki skeleton. Waiki's mother was Andean native, but what was Waiki's father? Following that, we're going to the huge site of Ollantaytambo, located in the Sacred Valley of Peru. Once again, it's a combination of Inca and much older megalithic works. Here you can see some megalithic components that are no longer in their original place because the site was hit by a cataclysm possibly 12,000 years ago. And the magic fountain, which has to be experienced in person. This is an Inca engineering marvel done at an older megalithic location at Ollantaytambo. And of course, a trip to Peru cannot be complete without visiting the world-famous heritage site of Machu Picchu. Machu Picchu, again, is a combination of megalithic. Here you can see the large megalithic blocks, and then the later Inca additions. So rather than being possibly 500 years old, it's quite possible that Machu Picchu is 12,000 plus years old. And you can see how big this site is. It's absolutely monumental in terms of scale. Incredible work done by the Inca around a very ancient megalithic core. Then it's off to Lake Titicaca to see Amaru Muru, which is this mysterious portal. No one knows who made it. It was not likely done by the Inca because it's quite a unique site. And then Silustani, where we find these giant towers. Believe it or not, the one above is much, much older than the one below. And here you can see the cross-section of one of the chulpa towers. And of course, we also have to go to Kiwanaku and here Pumapunku. Again, a very mysterious location, home of the very famous H blocks, supposedly created by the Tiwanaku culture 2,000 years ago, but it's likely that it's thousands upon thousands of years older and done with lost ancient high technology.